In this video, we are going to introduce our tissues. So hopefully you remember from a previous lecture that there are 6 levels of structural organization in the human body. So we can start off with something really small at the atomic or chemical level. So that would include our atoms like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon. We're definitely carbon creatures, hydrogen. And those are put together to build molecules. Examples of molecules would be DNA, proteins, water, glucose, lipids, nucleic acids, etc. These are all part of that chemical level. These are going to come together, these molecules, to form our cells. And our cells may come in different structures. They look different from one another. Maybe you have an epithelial cell. Maybe you have something like a sperm cell, which would be really, really little. Maybe you have a red blood cell. Maybe you have a cardiac muscle cell. So cells look different. And then cells of the same type, many of them put together, are going to form our tissues. We have 4 types of tissues. And I'm going to introduce them in order of how we're going to talk about them. First, epithelium. We're going to start off with that. Epithelia, we're going to see covers things, lines things like the inside of our stomach, the inside of our vagina, the inside of our anus, the inside of our mouth, is all lined with a layer of epithelia. Covers things, so the top surface of our skin is made of epithelium. Epithelium. Second, we have connective tissue. Connective tissue connects. I like to say that a lot of our connective tissue is like the universal packing peanuts of the body. We're stuffed with connective tissue. It's also a supporter. So any support that our body might need, a lot of it can come from connective tissue. We'll dive deeper into that. Third, we're going to get into our muscle tissue. I'm sure you've thought about your muscle tissue before. When you eat meat, you're typically eating muscle tissue. Maybe you'll have a little fat with it. And then lastly, we're going to discuss our nervous tissue. And based off of the name, our nerves fall into this category. Our brain, our spinal cord fall into this category. So our tissues, again, are made up by a bunch of different cells and a bunch of different cells of the same type. So epithelial tissue is all made up of epithelial cells. Connective tissue is all made up of connective tissue cells. Muscle tissue, muscle cells, nervous tissue, nervous cells. And all of these 4 types of tissue come together and form our different organs. For example, our stomach, our heart, even a muscle you would consider an organ because it has connective tissue and nervous tissue along with it. Organs are going to come together to form organ systems. And then organ systems come together to form our organism.